We're here with John Chow at Marina Bay Sands in Singapore, and we just wanted him to get us started with a few questions. First off, thank you very much for giving us your time.
Well, good to be here.
But we just wanted to get started. A lot of people are having issues with where do they get started? What should they be doing when they're beginning their blog? How do they start their adventure to financial freedom? So in a few simple ways, how can you get people started?
The best way to get started is simply just to take the first step. See, I find that in the years that I've been blogging and helping people, their biggest issue is, they keep the big picture in mind, which is great. They figure, I want all of this, but because all of this is so much, they figure, that means I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. They have a list of all the stuff that they need to do, but the thing is, the list is so overwhelming that they actually don't even take the first step. And so, a lot of people say, it's just simply the start. You have to take the first step. So what you do is keep the big picture in mind, which is great, and then list a step, and then take the very first step. Like if you want to start a blog, the first thing you got to do is, you need a blog. Right? So, the content, videos, everything else, those come after the blog. So if you don't start the blog itself, then there's really no point. Right, so I actually receive email from people saying they want to start a blog, and they've been thinking about it for the last year plus, and they're asking me for advice. And I ask back, have you started the blog yet? And they go, no, because they're still trying to line up all their ducks, so to speak. Right, so the biggest key to success is just to take the first step. But find out what the first step is, then do that first step. And after you do that first step, then look at what's the second step, and do the second step, and so forth and so forth. It's like the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step.
Yeah. And it's safe to say that everybody's passionate about something. We all have something that we're unique at, that we can sit there and excel at. We know something, we're an expert, better than anyone else, or we're just genuinely passionate about it, and we've got wisdom to share. So do you think the fact that the people will try and analyze it too much, and they try and think, like you're saying, the cross all the dots, learn everything, instead of just getting started blogging in the first place?
Yeah, a lot of it is just overanalyzation.
Yep.
Being afraid to fail. That's another big one too. Like a lot of people they're too scared of fail. They don't want to fail, so it's analyzing, preparing, studying, reading this, going to that seminar, going to this thing, because they just don't want to fail. But the thing is, success is made with a string of failure, so don't be afraid to fail. And honestly, it's ordering web hosting and starting and selling WordPress. It's pretty hard to fail. So your first step, it's hard, very hard to fail. Don't worry about it. Just do that first step.
Yeah. And for those that don't know, John Chow is, a blogging guru, even though you wouldn't like to use that term. He's hundreds of thousands of people in his list. He's been doing it for 10 years. But when he was telling me last night that it was quite simple, he just got started. He was consistent, and now you're coming up to your 10-year anniversary, which congratulations, that's amazing. And all he did was just got started. It was something he was passionate about. He wanted to share something to help other people. And this is something which has exploded. And for those of you that don't know, blogging can be quite profitable. So what was your turning point where you started turning your blog into something which was monetized and you could get profit?
Well, the original purpose of starting my blog wasn't actually to make money from it. It was I enjoy writing, and I have a whole bunch of affiliate sites that actually make the money for me, so there's no need for the blog to make any money. So the blog was just to actually learn blogging, because this was December 2005, and I'm starting to hear more and more story about blog. It started, on the news, CNN, and I'm wondering, what's blogging? And I like to learn by doing instead of learn by reading and that kind of stuff. So I figured the best way to learn blogging is start one. Yeah. Right. So and I had my domain name johnchow.com since 1998, and for I guess the first 5 years of his life, all I had was just a picture of me and say, "Welcome to John Chow."
Yep.
And that's all I said.
Yep.
So I figured I'll just turn that into a blog, and I'll learn what blogging is all about, and then I'll go from there. And the whole point of the blog was just to update friends and family on what's happening in my life. And the turning point came when I was challenged by a reader. The blog allowed me to talk about anything I want because it was my name. And so I talk about what I have for lunch, dinner, times with family, just basically anything interested in automobile technology and making business on the internet, because I have all these other internet sites that make money. So I would blog about, by changing the color of one of my ads, I increased the conversion by that, so I would show that kind of stats and stuff, and that's generated interest in the blog from general readers, when it's not friends and family, but general readers. And I started getting questions about how would I go about making money from a blog? Because blogging is the uprise, and those are just affiliate site and content sites. So the blog post started shifting to from how to make money for a content site to how to make money by blogging. But only at that time the blog made no money. As it's a personal blog, right? So by one day I received an email from readers saying that you talk a great talk about making money by blogging, but your blog makes no money. So is this a case of do as I say, not as I do? So a valid point. So what I did was, this is 8 months later now, after I started. So since September of 2006, I decided to create an income case study, and I would monetize my blog to try to make money from it. And at the end of every month, I would show how much traffic the blog got, how much money the blog made, and what I did to make that money. And then you can follow along. So the object was to make $3,000 a month on 2 hours a day, which was how long I spent updating my blog. I spent 2 posts a day, it takes about an hour each, so 2 hours a day. So I figured you could do $3,000 a month on a couple hours a day. You're not rich, but now you got choices. Because this will probably be on top of your full-time job or your full-time business. So you can use this money to, just have a better lifestyle, maybe drive a better car, send your kids to private school, whatever. Okay? So prior to September 2006, the blog made nothing. And then within 4 months, I hit the goal. And at that point, instead of stopping the case study, I decided to keep it going. And the new case study was, if I totally revamped the blog with the sole purpose of making money from it, how far can we take this and continue on still on 2 hours a day? Okay. So I kept the case study going. I revamped the blog, redesigned it with more advertising spaces, that kind of stuff, and the blog kept growing, and the money just kept increasing. Within 2 years, the blog was up to $40,000 a month.
Just to clarify, is that money coming from actual clicks, or is that coming through affiliation?
Combination. Okay. One of the biggest, a common mistake that a lot of bloggers make or internet marketers make is they rely too much on one income source. And throughout the years, I heard more than a few horror stories about bloggers saying, I was doing great money with Google AdSense, and I was making fantastic money. We were popping out content, and then one day Google just banned them. Or they banned them and say that, it false clicks or whatever, and boom, their income went to zero because they have nothing else. So I had Google, I was running Google Ads, but I was also running a whole bunch of other stuff, running affiliate, I was starting my own product. So I had a nice diversified portfolio of income generating assets that the blog depends on. So if one of them took a hit, I wouldn't be affected that much.
So remember that, entrepreneurs, it's all about multiple revenue streams. It's not about relying on one thing. It's about making sure that you have multiple different revenue streams, so at the end of the day, you're creating your passive income. So for somebody else, like, all these entrepreneurs getting started, they're watching you, they're reading their blog, they know that they can get started in doing a blog, but what would you say, other than not be fear of failure, what essentially are they missing out on? What's stopping them from succeeding, other than themselves?
Other than self, the next thing you really need is some kind of system that's plug-in ready, like ready to go. You see, for example, when I have to create a product, like say my course, Blogging with John Chow, right? To create that product, a lot of people think, I just write it up and then put up a sales page and be done. But no, then they'll end up selling nothing, because generally, I'm a blogger, but I'm not a copywriter. Okay. So just the sales letter for Blogging with John Chow, that alone was just $10,000, right? And then there was the cost of the video production team to create the sales video, and then there was the cost of the content team to make the content inside Blogging with John Chow, and that's just the first product. And really, you got to launch with more than one product because you need an upsell, and that's the low ticket part. Then you need to create at least about 3 or 4 products in the back end to sell to them. So if you're looking at, you got sales copy for back-end product, sales video for back-end product. So it's very, very common. If I were to launch a product today, it would be 6-figure. It would cost me over $100,000 just in the cost of production alone. And I need a brand to sell it. I'm able to sell my own product because I've been around for 10 plus years, and people know me, right? If you're just starting out, even if you have the $100,000 it takes to create the product, if you're not a known entity, you can't sell it. No one's gonna, if you're not known in that space, you're trying to sell a product that's talking about this space, people's gonna go, who are you? And also, you're not gonna be able to get affiliates to promote for you because they're gonna ask the same question, who are you? So what I like to do is, for the new person starting out, I recommend that instead of trying to create it yourself and spending a tremendous amount of capital, and also spending capital creating a product, capital creating your own brand, leverage the systems that's already in place. That's what I recommend. It's like, and a great example is Mob and MTTB. I mean, I've been around for 10 plus years, but I still promote that as well, because to duplicate what they've done or what they've created would cost well into the 7 figures. Like the mastermind. I mean, just putting on the mastermind alone, renting the hotels, setting up, coordinating the everything, the events, coordinating all the activities. I mean, just the staff, and of course the video team and all the other, getting all the speakers together. It's not something that I personally want to deal with. But by just licensing their system, I'm able to offer their product, and I just get my commission from it. Yeah. So, and that's another thing I want to get into. Like, it's great to have a spread out of products, right? So you need to offer a diversity of products, so in case one gets hit, you're not totally out. The other thing you have to look at is you need different products in different price ranges. So you need products that are like free, just to attract the people to exchange for email list, so you're building your list. And you also need products that's what we call lead magnets. And lead magnets are a low price product, 10 to 40 bucks, 50 bucks. And they're designed not to get a sale, they're designed to actually separate the free leads from a paying customer. And then what we do is we concentrate on the paying customer to upsell them ever more expensive products. And that really is the key. So most internet marketers, they concentrate all their effort on selling really lead magnets, low price product. You look at like ClickBank. Yeah, a lot of people email me about how do I promote things on ClickBank. And I go, it's great to promote things on ClickBank, but ClickBank products are $49 on average, 37 to 47, and you get up to 70% of the money on high commission. So you're making about anywhere from $25 to $30 per sale. The thing is, it's really hard you need to sell a lot of units to make money. Okay. Let's just say, if your goal is to make $100,000 this year, and you have a choice. You can do a $10 ebook, sell for $10, or you can do a $10,000 mastermind, and which is easier? One, you have to sell 10,000 units, and the other one, you can only sell 10. Right? Now, you can say, yeah, well, okay, numbers-wise, it's easier to sell the 10, but it's going to require more effort to sell the 10, which is true, but does it require 10,000 times more effort?
No, you're not going to put 10,000 times more in marketing.
Now, it may be 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 times more effort, but it will never be, the price in between the 10,000 and a $10 product, right? So, but the 10 grand product will usually require more personalized approach. That you need to call them up on a phone and stuff like that, and do more personalized approach. And this is why I like Mob so much in MTTV, because they have a phone team. They have the system in place where I would just send them the lead who bought the lower price product, and they will transition and upsell that customer to a more expensive product, and I would make my commission. And ever since I got involved with that, my income has exploded. I said, when I pushed my blog to $40,000 a month, selling just products that cost less than $100. And that took, that 2 years, and it was 40 grand. So that's a multi-year effort to try and get the blog to 5 figures with just low price product. Once I added Mob to the mix, the income exploded to over 100 grand a month within just a year and a half. Right? So that's the difference between adding big ticket product, because if your customer knows you and they trust you, they'll buy from you again. So I had all this big, huge base of customers that bought product that cost less than $100 from me, but they want more. They want to learn more, but I don't offer anything more expensive than that. So what they're doing, they're going somewhere else. But so by offering it to my base, I'm keeping a lot of money to myself. It's kind of like, I think a great example would be Toyota. They make very low price, family oriented car, but then they find out as the family gets older and they're making the family upgrading their car, they're leaving to BMWs or Mercedes, and so the Toyota is losing this money. So what are you doing? How do we retain these customers to keep them in the families? And that's how Lexus was born. Yep. Right? Yep. And so this is the same way. So diversity of product, but products in different price ranges. Because you want to be able to offer your customer free all the way up to tens of, as much as they can possibly spend.
So essentially, it's just a numbers game. Look at it as something like you're saying. You got your entry-level product, a free product to get them in. Once they take an entry-level product, there's going to be a certain percentage of people that will actually opt into what we call the top-tier product, something which is more. Exactly. So when we're looking at commissions, then if we have a large amount of people taking a small or low-end product, entry-level, there's always going to be a percentage that take the high level. And then, as you're saying, then 10 people take a $10,000 product. There's your $100,000.
Yeah, people ask me like, how many products are you selling to make that much money? And I go, 10. And they're totally shocked. But yeah. I mean, because if it was a $10 product, because they are selling low price product, so they want to. You did this in a week? How many do you sell? And I go, like 10, about 5, 10, and they're like blown away because they're selling like 10, 20, $30 product. They did sell thousands, right? And that's here's the thing, if they are selling those products. But then I tell them that, you're selling your customers, $10, $20, $30, $50 product, which is good, and you're making money from it. But imagine how much money you're leaving on the table. Because you got the customer now, they know you now, they read your product, if it's good, they can go, I like this. What else do you have? But if you don't have anything else to offer them that's more and more expensive, you are losing a lot of money. It's like you go into Apple store and you start out by buying an iPod, next thing you know, your whole house is filled with Apple products. Right? Master the upsell.
So just a final sort of thing to just get onto people here. We know that people starting out aren't really going to have a huge network, a huge list. So we can obviously build up and go over time, but if we're going straight away to a top tier product, what would you recommend would be the easiest way for them to market their product? So it's obviously leveraging somebody else's system, but at the end of the day, we want to actually get it out there on the market so people are actually clicking in. So what's your recommendations?
Well, there's really only two types of traffic. There's a free traffic and there's a paid traffic, right? Like, I actually started with free traffic because my blog was just made for fun. So I built it up organically over time. And that took, like I said, it took 2 years to get to 40 grand. And first 8 months, we made zero. So now, if your goal is to make money, then going that route can be slow and painful. Right? So if your goal is to make money, then the easy way to do it is just simply to buy the traffic. And there are multiple sources of traffic. You can advertise on niche on blogs or websites that's related to the product you want to sell. You can do Google advertising. There's Facebook ad. There's pay-per-click, pay-per-view. There's a media buy. There's all sorts of traffic you can buy. Right? So I recommend basically you just pick one particular source that you like, you feel comfortable with, whether it's Facebook, whether it's media buying, whether it's pay-per-view or whatever it is. Learn that, specialize in that, and master that, and just stick to that. Like if you want to do Facebook ad, pay Facebook traffic, there's really no need to learn like Google traffic because Facebook has more than enough traffic than you can ever handle. Okay? So that's my recommendation. So, and the other thing is, set a budget and stick to it. Too many people think of advertising or paid advertising as like almost like here when the Mandalay say when this is a casino. They think of pay-per-click as a casino. They go, I'm gonna throw $1,000 into it and I'm gonna make back 2,000. And then when that doesn't happen, they figure, well, this doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is not because you're buying traffic. You're not buying actual sale.
Yes.
Right? You got the traffic, so it actually did work. Right? It's up to your sales funnel, your lead magnets, and your follow-ups to kick in. See, a lot of people, newbies, they start out. They go, I'm gonna take $1,000. I'm gonna throw it onto. I'm gonna promote this product on Amazon, and I'm gonna send traffic to Amazon. They're gonna buy. I'm gonna make my money back. Then they found out that I barely cover my costs, so actually I lost money on it. And they're wondering why. I go, you lost money on it, because you only got that one commission from Amazon. Amazon owns the customer, and Amazon will upsell the customer the other product, which you do not get the commission for. Right? So you need to, if you're gonna spend money advertising, you should use the money to own the customer. And this is why I like promoting Mob so much. So I only use pay-per-click traffic or paid traffic to promote Mob. I don't use the money to promote any other affiliate program, because of any other affiliate program, I do not own the customer. And you need to own the customer. And if you can't own the customer, there's no way you can compete against actually even the company itself. Like for example, HostGator. which is one of my sponsors. HostGator pays a really good commission to me when I refer them a customer, but I do not use paid advertising to promote HostGator because I'm up against HostGator themselves. They have no one doing paid advertising. If you look at, if I try to bid against HostGator, they will always outbid me because they get the upsells. So they know that I'll be making like HostGator starts at $50 per referral. So I know that I can make $50 per customer, but HostGator know that customer that we pay $50 to John for is worth $500 to us. So when it comes to advertising, they can outbid me with a snap of a finger, and so it's impossible.
Because they're just using you as their entry-level product to get them in.
Exactly. So with paid advertising, make sure you're promoting something or a system that lets you own the customer, where you get the commission for initial sales, and you get commission over and over again as the customer buys additional product.
So that's the biggest tips that we can get out of that right now. One is make sure what you're doing, be a master of one thing. Don't sit there and go into all these different facets and be a master of nothing and get overwhelmed. Concentrate on one thing and be an expert. And the other amazing one that people don't actually look into is create your own list from day one. Use something which email marketing software, Infusionsoft, Aweber. There's many ones out there, and make sure that you've got your own lead page or capture page to make sure that you're squeezing their email address, and then essentially you have that customer for the rest of their life.
That's right.
Yeah. Or the rest of their online life getting the product. Okay. I think we've covered some great tips here, and all I can say is thank you very much for your time, John. Enjoy the rest of your time here in Singapore, and it was a pleasure. Thank you.